Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, April 19th, 2012. Before I get going, I want to recommend to anyone who has not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. That's APPLY. Take the free trial from there. For anyone who is a partner right now, we have a partners meeting tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You will be sent a link to that partners meeting prior to the meeting at some point during the day today, so check your email. If by the time the meeting rolls around tonight you don't have an email, check in your spam folder or your junk folder, because sometimes it gets sent there. I think pretty much everybody that's supposed to be on the meeting list is on the meeting list. Alright. I am actually short on the Russell right now from right here. Okay, I'll bring that over so you can see it. It's plus 10 ticks. I just hit my profit target. Alright, well, I was short on the Russell over here. Alright, I just took that trade on the Russell. Let's see, this morning we had a ton of trades. Well, not a ton. We traded a lot on gold, and we traded on the YM. Alright. I'm back to break even on the YM. I was plus 10 on the YM, and then I was minus 17 on the YM, and now I'm back to break even on the YM. I'm plus 24 ticks on the gold, and now you guys just saw me take that trade right there. I am plus 11 ticks on the Russell. Okay, plus 11 ticks on the Russell. So I'm going to slide all that off of here, and I'll just go over the trades. Let me start with the Russell. The Russell was absolutely nuts today. I didn't get filled on a bunch of trades that I tried to take, but it moved around so quickly. I mean, look at this range this morning. From the open right here, the thing just, it went nuts. It went up 5 points, down 10 points, back up 5 or 10 points, and back down another 6 points. So the Russell was jumping around all over the place today. I'll blow it up a little bit. It'll take me a long time to go through every single setup, but I'm just going to go through the highlights here, okay? We had an opportunity right here. We had bearish divergence, a short right in here. I tried to enter in here, but I didn't get filled. It went down to the zone. After it hit the zone, price turned around and it moved up. We didn't get a pullback to the BBC here until we got way up here and we were in the zone again. Alright, so we didn't do any trading up here, anywhere in here where it was in the zone. We didn't do any trading. Alright, still right in here, the same thing, no trading in the zone. This was right on a news event. This looks like a long period of time, but it's really only about 5 minutes. After the news came out, the market, well, the Russell anyway, the Russell moved down pretty strong, and then it moved back up. But the opportunity to get into this trade right here, we had a bearish close with bearish divergence. So we had a down close after testing the BBC, which is the green line, with the bearish divergence right there. That was the opportunity to get short right there. Depending on your risk, you may have stopped out on that. There was another opportunity right here. I'll blow it up just a little bit for you so you can see it a little better. The first down close right here was at 804.6. It drew down to 805.1. So really, no matter what your risk was, you should have been able to stay in this trade for a full 10 ticks at least. The next opportunity was right here where we had the bearish divergence down here on the bottom. Price pulled it back up, tested the BBC, which is the green line right here, gave us a down close, and then it dropped 10 points. The next opportunity was a long opportunity right here. The MA1, which is the red and blue line, crossed up above the BBC, which is the green line. We had bullish divergence, which means the green is pulling away from the cycle, which is the red and blue down here, and the cycle is overbought. So that right there says price should shoot back up toward the cycle. Okay, so you wait for your up close in that direction, and there it is. All right, so that gave a couple of ticks opportunity over here. We had more divergence setting up in here, but nothing came together with as far as the setups go. It didn't pull back to the BBC at the right time, or we lost the divergence. Right in here, there was an opportunity where the BBC was tested, and we had bullish divergence here. So the up close right there worked out just fine. You can see the entry on that would have been right in here at 800.8. Obviously, it went up, 8 points from there. There were a couple of opportunities in here on the short side. Right here it dropped down, right here it dropped down. You would have been looking for the test of the BBC. Once you had this bearish divergence here, the test of the BBC and the down close on either one of those, and they would have worked out for you. There was another one over here, but it's right inside the weekly trading zone, so we didn't do anything in there. We didn't get any pullbacks in here, okay, when we had divergence. It flipped around right here during the break period. This was a nice opportunity right here, and this is the one that I was talking about on the YM. Right there, the same opportunity was available on the YM, and I took it on the YM. We had nice bullish divergence right here. Okay, I tested the BBC with an up close, and up it went. This is the one I just took care of a minute ago. It just ran down. It made this big run down right at the open of this afternoon show here at noontime. It made this big run down. It pulled back up right here. It pulled back up. You can't see the down close. The down close was right there. That's when I said there's a short trade going on right here in the Russell, and I was trying to get short at 800.8. And so I put my order on there, and I did fill at 800.8, and I took 11 ticks profit out of that one. You guys actually saw that one happen. All right, it's right there. And that was the day on the Russell. But the Russell was really all over the place. And unfortunately, to get into these huge moves, there was only a couple of opportunities at the beginning of those moves. Not all of them had an opportunity, just a couple of them did. But either way, at the end of the day, being positive is what matters. All right, we'll do the gold now. On gold, we have plus 24 ticks. Okay, we did take a few trades in gold here. Gold was all over the place this morning too. But let's scroll back here. These were all the opportunities that happened this morning from the open. We had bearish divergence here, a pull back up, tested the BBC, a down close, moved it down. Over here on the other side, we had bullish divergence, a test to the BBC, and up close, and up it went. Over here, same thing, bullish divergence, test to the BBC, and up close, and up it went. Over here, bearish divergence, test to the BBC, a down close, and down it went. 3 times in a row there. And I missed all 3. I missed everything up until this point right here. This was my first trade right here. Okay, we had a test to the BBC with a down close, and I took this short. I think I got 4 or 5 ticks out of that one when I moved my stop up to break even. Okay, let's see. Let me keep scrolling over here. We had bullish divergence down here. I was pointing out the divergences, but we didn't get the pullbacks up to the BBC. Okay, in this wild movement that we had here. We lost our divergence on this trade, on this pullback up here. We lost our divergence. That's why I don't have anything highlighted or shown there. I did take this trade. We had a bullish cross right here. I tested the BBC with an up close right there. All right, I took that long trade for, I don't know how many ticks, a few ticks at least. Over here, same thing. We had a little bit of divergence right here. This is just a tiny bit of divergence, but everything stayed blue on the pullback. So it tested the BBC with the up close. That worked out okay. Another one right in here. That worked out. Let's see. Over here, the divergence got bearish, meaning the cycle was going down, and the green line was pulling away from it. That gave us bearish divergence. I didn't take this first trade here that you see highlighted. I took this one here where you see the arrows. Okay, I got short over here, but we had more bearish divergence, and we had a down close. I took that short for some profit. Over here, price moved back up, and we had bullish divergence down here with an up close. I got long here and took some profit on that. Again, same thing, bullish divergence with an up close, and it went up. Bearish divergence, down close. This one didn't go down very much. All right, the MA1 sort of held that in place. I don't think I traded any more after this one right here on the gold, but we can just go through the actual setups that happened. Okay. Right here we had a little bit of bullish divergence. We had an up close right there that went up enough to get your stop up to break even. Same thing over here with the short side. It moved down enough to get your stop to break even. We actually lost the divergence down here. And that was something I was going to talk about tonight, but I'll talk about that. Well, I will talk about it tonight in the partners meeting. That's not a good example of it. Alright, so I hadn't taken any more gold trades, but you can see there was more divergence here with a test of the BBC and an up close that moved up. Here we have bearish divergence, so you want to wait for price for the MA1 to get down below the BBC to start taking those. Alright, over here the MA1 is below the BBC. Here's your down close, and there's the bearish divergence. Right, there's the down close, there's the bearish divergence, and down it goes. Right now, it's going sideways, but we had bullish divergence. I'll show you the divergence. There's the bullish divergence. And the up close was actually right over here. Alright, so this one's not it. It would have gone enough for me to get my stop up to break even. Alright, so I'd be out of this at break even, maybe plus a tick or two. The entry would have been in here at 1641.7 probably. It went up to 1642.4, so it went 7 ticks profit. I definitely would have had my stop at break even plus a tick or two. Now the MA1 is going down below the BBC. We have bullish divergence, so it's a little bit mixed in there right now. Okay, that was gold on the day. The YM, I took some trades in the YM this morning. I showed you the last one that I took right here. I took 17 ticks profit on that. Earlier this morning, I shorted in here with the bearish divergence. Let me do this. Okay, I shorted in here. We had bearish divergence down here on the bottom, here and here. Tested the BBC and had a down close. I shorted in there and I was up. I think that one I got 7 ticks profit on. I should have gotten more, but I accidentally slid my stop in the wrong spot. I thought I had another trade in there this morning. But anyway, we'll just keep going along. I mean, you guys can see here that it's pretty much the same stuff over and over and over again on different markets. Okay? It's the same exact stuff on different markets. Let's see. Here we go. So we have, right here we have bullish divergence with the up close, and there it was, bullish divergence here, but we didn't have a test of the BBC. Over here we did have a test of the BBC with an up close. I took this one, and I got some profit on that, apparently. There were more bullish divergences in here, but I didn't get into these trades. You can see right here was a test of the BBC with an up close, and down here was the bullish divergence. Bullish there, but it didn't pull back to the BBC. Over here it started to lose the divergence, so there was nothing there when it pulled back. Over here we had no divergence at all when it pulled back. Over here we had some bearish divergence when it pulled back, and there was a down close right in there. I didn't take that trade. I'm not sure why I didn't take it, but I didn't. I did take this one. I shorted right here. There was bearish divergence down here and a down close. I lost 7 ticks on the first one, and I took it again after the down close here on the second one. I took it again and I lost 3 ticks on that one, and then it went down. I took another one right in here that it tested it. We had the bearish divergence, it tested it, had the down close, it stopped me out, and then it went down. And then I didn't take any more until just in here. Okay, and that's what got me back to break even. We had nice bullish divergence, and we had the same trade on the Russell. All right, we had nice bullish divergence with an up close, and I got in there, and I just let that one go. Let's see, where do we stand right now? MA1 is below the BBC, and we don't have any divergence right now. Okay, those were the YM trades. I'm going to bring over the NQ and show you what's going on the NQ. Okay? Not because we took any trades on the NQ, but we did point out a trade or two on the NQ when it was happening. Alright, this one right here, at 10:21, you can see we had the bullish divergence. It pulled back down, hit the BBC, gave an up close, and that one went for, I think, 18 points or something like that, I think. You can see here, once we got the bearish cross, we had a down close right here with bearish divergence. Right there, down close, bearish divergence. Over here, down close, bearish divergence. So hopefully it's pretty clear to everyone that we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Just different markets. The time frames are even the same. We're using the same time frame on different markets, the same indicator set on different markets, and looking for the same exact setup on different markets. Okay. You can see this one right here. It pulled quite a ways through the BBC when it tested it, but it gave an up close right here. That was at 27.21.5. From there it went up to 27.23.75, which would have been enough opportunity to take some profit there. Once the MA1 dropped back down below the BBC, it pulled back up and tested it over here. Okay. Right in here is where you would have been looking to get short. Right there's your bearish divergence. Comes back up, hits it, you get your down close, and there it goes. All right. Is this pretty clear to everyone, hopefully? Here's another one right here. All right, I didn't trade the NQ today. Right here, I believe you would have been snagged on this one. Okay, you got an up close right there with bullish divergence. Now, the only thing that I can say about this is the cycle was headed down, not the cycle, but the MA1. By the time it had the up close, I don't have the right kind of cursor on here, but by the time it had the up close, by the time it had the up close, the MA1 was headed straight against it, and the cycle was headed down. Same thing here on this short one. By the time it had the down close, the MA1 was headed straight against it and the cycle was headed down. Right here we have bearish divergence, but it didn't pull all the way back up and test the BBC. So that's pretty much it on the NQ. So what have I done so far? The NQ, the YM, the Russell, the gold. I didn't do soybeans. I didn't do the ES on the 4-tick range. Actually, I didn't do the ES at all, did I? We did have in here on the ES this morning on the 10,000 contract chart, we had some bullish divergence right here when price moved up and pulled back to the BBC. I'm pretty sure Dwayne took this trade this morning. The target on that was actually right up here. He entered at 84 if I remember right. So he was looking for it to get up to 86, which was right up here. I don't remember if he had gotten a break even on that or what had happened. But let's see, as it continued on during the day, it was going right into the weekly trading zone in here, so you wouldn't have been taking that trade in there. Now we have some bearish divergence, however, we would expect price to pull back up and test the BBC first. It hasn't done that, okay? We can look at the 2100 tick. It's got basically the same information. One thing that we can look at, one additional thing we can look at here on the 2100 and over there on the 10K, but the 10K didn't really show it. We had a pierce of the envelope here on the DMT from the bottom. DMT stands for direction, momentum, and trend. Direction is the color of the envelope. Red is down, blue is up. Momentum is the width of the envelope. If it's expanding, it's increasing momentum. If it's contracting, it's decreasing. Trend is this other line. That's the trend strength. If it's green, that means you have increasing trend strength. If it's not green, the trend is dying out. Okay, so what you look for is a pierce of the envelope from the bottom with a green trend strength line, like this one right here. That suggests, on the 2100 tick, that suggests a 3 to 5 point move in the direction of the envelope from the time of the pierce. All right, it pierced here at 1381. That suggests a move 3 to 5 points from 1381, a move down. Okay, so how to trade this? You could have been looking for opportunities to short the market after it had done that, anticipating a move from 1381 at least down to 1378 to 1376 in that range. Okay, so up here we came up and tested the BBC with bearish divergence. I have paint bars on here, so you can't really tell what bars are up closes and what bars are down closes, but this one right here you can see is a gravestone doji. You know that was a down close. It was actually a flat close because it opened and closed at the same spot. But right there would have been an opportunity to short from 82 to get down to 77, 76, down in that range. All right. Let's slide that back over. So we have gold, ES, Russell, What didn't I do? I didn't do crude. Let me bring crude over. We looked at crude a little bit today. Now, I can only have 5 DOMs open at a time, so I didn't trade crude. But there were a couple of opportunities this morning that we spoke about on crude anyway. Now, right in here, when crude started to move, we had price pull back down to the BBC, and we had some bullish divergence. We had an up close right there, suggesting a move up. If you didn't get it there, you had another opportunity right over here, though the divergence was going away at this point. You still had an opportunity right in there. This first up close right here, or the second one right in here. Okay, and you see crude made a nice move up right there. Over here we had a little bit of bearish divergence right here. A test of the BBC in there with a down close right there. It did it again right here. This one didn't go anywhere at first. Okay, you would have either needed to have a decent amount of risk on this, or you would have been stopped out on the initial one and been able to enter in again right over here. Okay, so again, what you're looking for is a test of the BBC with a down close following it. You want to close in the direction of the cycle. All right, that shows the momentum going in the direction of the longer term cycle down here. All right, and that moved down. There's some more opportunity in here. We had some more divergence. It turned around. We had the bullish cross right here. It moved up. We had bullish divergence right in here. All right, and it did it again just over here. This one didn't work out right here. Okay, if you would taken that one right there, depending on what you're doing with your risk. From 103.26 up here to 103.31, that's $50 a contract. You may or may not have moved your stop up to break even at that point. But right here we have the bearish divergence. Okay, test of the BBC with the down close, and there it goes down. And right now it's kind of a mixed bag because the MA1 and the cycle are both headed up against it. Okay, so I'm not so sure I would have shorted right here with this divergence that it has. That was that. Let me bring over the soybeans for you. We didn't do any trades on the soybeans this morning. There were a couple of opportunities. I'm going to show you the soybeans using the divergence rather than using the 3 lines going in one direction, just to be consistent. Okay. You can see right here we had a little bit of bullish divergence right after the open. We came and tested the BBC with an up close, and up it went. Over here we had a little bit of bearish divergence. We tested the BBC with a down close, and down it went. It did it again right in here a few minutes ago. There's the bearish divergence. There's the test of the BBC. There's the down close. Okay. That was soybeans. And you know what? I have a corn chart up, so why don't we just look at corn too? Let's see. Not a whole lot of movement here in corn, but we had a test of the BBC with a down close right there. That went 7 ticks, I think. Is that right? 5 ticks. So I would have had my stop at break even on that. My target would have been 8 ticks or 10 ticks, but halfway to the target anyway, I would have had my stop up at break even. And then it turned around. And after it turned around, we had a test of the BBC here with a little bit of movement up again. You would have been looking to get in 620.5, and it moved up to 621.5. I probably would have had my stop at break even, particularly with the MA1 coming down this hard against me and the cycle, if I were trading corn. I didn't trade it though, but that's what to look for. Right here, right now, we have some bearish divergence right there. And price is coming back up to test the BBC as we speak on corn. All right, so a possible short opportunity in there. I think I covered everything. I didn't cover the 6E, but I didn't even look at the 6E this morning. Okay, so I'm not going to go over the 6E right now. There was another one. I am going to do the pound one of these days. I know I keep saying I'm going to do the pound, but I just didn't have time to this morning. All right, so I'm going to wrap up my recording right here. If anybody has any questions, you can email me at support@cfrn.net. All right, support@cfrn.net. And I will get back to you as quickly as possible. For anybody who is in here who's on the trial, you got to be a partner to get into the partners meeting tonight. The partners meetings are are usually really productive. I think pretty much all the partners would say the partners meetings are productive, and it's just kind of like the whole hive mind mentality where everybody brings what they have and we discuss what's going on, what's working for people, what's not working for people, and occasionally, partners will take the mic and speak about exactly what they're doing if they have, some little twist or some market I'm not looking at that they're trading. So it's good for everyone. All right. I'm going to stop my recording now.